Very good morning. Today we will see the Unit 4 Part B, Respiratory System Measurements. The contents of the video are analyzers. In that analyzers, there are two types, that is CO2 analyzer and O2 analyzer. Respiratory control. Analyzers. What do you mean by analyzers first? Analyzers are one which are used to measure the amount of particular gas from the volume of gas. There are two types, that is CO2 analyzer and O2 analyzer. This is the CO2 analyzer. Here, what is done is the exhaled air is there, photocell, infrared light source is there, and amount of absorption is measured over here. When the exhaled air is passed through the photocell, on that the infrared light is passed. The characteristic of this infrared light source is that it is going to absorb only CO2 content from the amount of gas, and O2 and N will not absorb. So when the exhaled air is passed through this photocell and at the same time the infrared light source is passed over that, the amount of absorption of carbon dioxide is measured over here. So basically CO2 analyzer is an instrument that measures the percentage of carbon dioxide in a sample of gas. When the sensor is placed in the exhalation line of respiration, it will measure the CO2 content. The function of CO2 analyzer is based on the fact that CO2 will absorb infrared energy while O2 and N will not absorb. The gas sample is made to pass through a transparent cell, that is the light path between an infrared source and the photocell. The amount of absorption is nothing but the CO2 content, which is to be measured at the end. O2 analyzer. For the purpose of oxygen analysis, there are two different kinds of analyzers are used. Paramagnetic oxygen analyzer, thermal conductivity gas analyzer. First, we will see the paramagnetic oxygen analyzer. Oxygen is paramagnetic and it is attracted into the magnetic field, while other gases are diamagnetic and are repelled out of the magnetic field. The paramagnetic oxygen analyzer. The name itself indicates that paramagnetic means attraction towards the magnetic field, while other are the repelled from the magnetic field. So this property is used in paramagnetic oxygen analyzers. The sample of air is dried and heated to 60 degrees centigrade and then admitted to the analysis cell, which has a magnetic field. The oxygen attracted into the magnetic field is going to be measured. Next one is the thermal conductivity gas analyzer. Here, there is a reference gas chamber and the sample gas chamber. Here, two heated thermistors are kept in reference gas as well as sample gas chamber. These four arms will act as the arms of Wheatstone's bridge. So here what happens is, when the heated thermistors are kept, there is imbalance is going to be occurred in the Wheatstone's bridge, and that is going to be measured. The analyzer is a thermal conductivity cell with two chambers. One chamber is for reference gas and another for sample gas. In each chamber, heated thermistors are placed. Thermistor T1 is the reference chamber and thermistor T2 is the sample chamber. Both are identical thermistors. These two thermistors form two arms of balanced Wheatstone's bridge. When the sample of gas flows through the sample cell, it cools the thermistor T2. This results in imbalance in Wheatstone's bridge. The resulting unbalanced voltage is amplified and measured to read the oxygen content. Then the respiratory control system. Here it consists of three parts: sensors, central controller, and effectors. The central sensors consist of chemoreceptors, central, peripheral, pulmonary receptors, other receptors. Central controller, brainstem, cortex, other part of brain. If effectors, respiratory muscles, diaphragm, ABD muscles, accessories muscles. Our main focus is on central controller, which basically consists of brainstem. In that there are pons and medullas are there, cortex, other parts. The medulla. Medulla is located over here. The medulla oblongata is the primary respiratory control center. Its main function is to send signals to the muscles that control respiration to cause breathing to occur. There are two regions of medulla that controls the respiration. That is, ventral respiratory group stimulates expiratory movements. The dorsal respiratory group stimulates inspiratory movements. This is the expiratory center and this is the inspiratory center, which controls expiration, and this controls the inspiration. The medulla also controls the reflexes for non-respiratory air movements, such as coughing and sneezing reflexes, as well as other reflexes like swallowing and vomiting. Next one is the pons. Pons is located over here. Its main function is to control the rate or speed of involuntary respiration. It has two functional regions that perform this role. The apneistic center sends signals for inspiration for long and deep breath. It controls the intensity of breathing and is inhibited by the stretch receptors of the pulmonary muscles at maximum depth of inspiration, or by signals from pneumotaxic center. It increases the tidal volume. The pneumotaxic center, this is the pneumotaxic center, sends signal to inhibit inspiration that allows it to finely control the respiratory rate. Its signal limit activity of phrenic nerve and inhibits the signals of apneistic center. It decreases tidal volume. Last one is the cortex. It controls the neural mechanism. The cerebral cortex of brain controls the voluntary respiration. This figure shows the cerebral cortex. And in this way, we have studied the respiratory control system, and this is the end of Unit 4 also. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Thanks a lot.